Hello, Hancock, and welcome back. I'm Nick Longo, and this is the newest episode from Blanchard Valley Center, where we are empowering and educating through advocacy.
And I am Dustin Sullivan. We are coming to you with another episode supporting and educating on National Disability Employment Awareness Month.
National Disability Employment Awareness Month, also known as NDEAM, is celebrated every October. This is the time to educate about disability employment issues and celebrate the contributions of workers with disabilities.
Today we have with us Danielle Doxey from Culvers, here in Findlay. Danielle, will you please tell us a little about yourself?
Well, about myself, I'm from Findlay, Ohio, born and raised. So I went to Van Buren High School. And then for college, I went to Ohio University down in Athens, Ohio. And upon graduating, I got a job with Culvers. And we opened in August of 2011. So I've been with them for my whole career after graduating college. I'm married. I've been married for 8 years. I have 4 children. I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an 11-month-old. So they keep us pretty busy along with the restaurant.
Thanks. So we asked you to join us today for a couple of reasons, but first, if you could tell us about Culvers and your role.
So with Culvers, like I said, I've been there. We opened in August 2011. I started off as a manager, and then throughout the years, I went through the mentoring process. So it's a cool opportunity for people that may not be financially able to open a restaurant on their own. You go through the Culvers mentor process, and you spend 16 weeks out in Wisconsin. You work in their family restaurants, and then at the end of that 16 weeks, you graduate to become a franchisee. So
a long time.
Yeah. So in 2019, we spent mostly of that year restructuring the business. And then in January of 2020, me and my husband took over part ownership.
Ohio is a great university.
Yes, it is.
I actually have a friend that went to Van Buren.
Okay.
Matthew LaFontaine.
Okay. Yeah.
Everyone knows him. Good kid. So one of the reasons we asked you to join us is because you are currently working with Project Life interns. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Can you tell us a little about the process of the employer side of things for Project Life? What steps do you have to take to be part of the rotations? And was it hard to do?
So I originally reached out to Nadine because during that time it would have been 2021. We were struggling with staffing just like everyone else was, and we were kind of trying to think outside of the box. And so I reached out to her, and she let me know about Project Life, and I was really excited about it. And so she helped us get set up with being part of the rotation. So it's not much effort on an employer's end to take process. It's just a matter of reaching out and letting them know that you want to take part.
I think part of it, when the virus happened, I think messed everything up with it working because people were afraid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's scary.
Definitely. Yeah.
So what kind of jobs or roles do the interns have when they start, and do the tasks get more difficult as time goes on?
Yeah, so when they first start, the time frame that they come in, when they first come in, we're not open yet. So they help set up the dining room, take the chairs down, clean the chairs, tables, fill ice, fill ketchup, and then they help with tea, and then they'll go outside, clean up any trash, water plants, and then we base adding extra tasks and stuff based on how well they're moving along. So we always try to make sure that they continue to develop during their process with us and that they're continuously learning. We open at 10:30, so then at 10:30 they shift gears and they run orders to the guest. So they take the food to the guest.
Because a lot of times at the can-do where we work, they like to have like local businesses like let us see how they cook the. Like sometimes they let us go in the back room to see how they make stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe we can come there sometime.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Show you how Butterburger's made.
I'll have to mention can do that. Can you see the growth and how the experience has helped increase the employment skills in areas?
Yeah, so I mean, we actually have one of the interns that we have right now. We've been talking at our manager meetings about offering them a position with us
Cool.
once the rotation is over with. So yeah, it's a great experience for us as well. So we've enjoyed it very much.
I think it's a great thing when people with disabilities get to work in these places, because a lot of places won't, but I think it's great for us.
Yes.
Do you have any memorable days or stories that are worth sharing? Not using any names, of course.
I don't have anything in particular, just I love the fact that my crew is 100% on board and they are more than willing to help out and coach these interns. BB is the one that's with them the most often. BB is our oldest employee. He's 85. So so he loves being able to take on new things himself and teach people. And he actually has a grandson as well that his grandson went to Van Buren, but his grandson, has a disability as well. So it's something that he truly cares about as well and
It's
sees a
something he's
benefit.
passionate about.
Yes, exactly.
Nick, remember we just interviewed a girl from here that was from there.
Oh yeah. I don't remember which interview that was.
That was the last one.
Yeah. That was, oh, okay.
What do you think people and employers misunderstand about people with disabilities?
They just I think employers oftentimes think that it's going to make their job harder or that they're going to have to make accommodations that interrupt business. But for us, it hasn't done any of that. If anything, it's helped us grow. As you know, it's helped me grow as an owner and as a leader to see how valuable they are and how much they help us and that they can contribute just as much as anyone else.
Like with people with disabilities, as long as you explain to them and give them direction, they can do it.
Yes,
There's
100%.
nothing. People with disabilities are no different than any other person.
Exactly. Yep.
So, what advice would you give to an employer who might be a little concerned about hiring someone with a disability?
I would just tell them to do it, to just do it, to not hold back and not to have any reservations, and to give it your best effort. We are all about giving everyone a chance and trying to make sure everyone reaches their full potential. So even when we do onboard someone with a disability, we had someone that worked for us for close to 5 years. And to see him grow in the way that he did, we continued to push him and get him to be better and better and better. We didn't settle for him just cleaning tables in the dining room. We pushed him, we worked with him and saw what he was capable of. And we were persistent with him in showing him that he was capable of doing it. And yeah, it's awesome having them there too because their spirit is awesome too.
I like that. And Wendy's does that too.
Yeah.
My friends used to work at a restaurant. I'm not going to say anything, but they worked at a restaurant. And they fired them because they were too slow. I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant because I don't want to upset
that's unfortunate that happens, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, have you had to make any accommodations for the people you employ who have disabilities? And if so, what were the accommodations?
We haven't had to make any accommodations for any interns that we've had, but we do have Chris who works for us, and she is visually impaired. And so she actually works the set position, which is the position that bags all of the food and puts the foods on the trays. And you're thinking, well, how does she do that if she can't see? So the person that's running the kitchen reads the ticket off to her, and she's memorized what comes in what boxes, where all the sauces are. So we put the sauces in the same spot every day. So she has that memorized. And so they just read the ticket off to her. She bags everything and she sends it off to the runner to run the food. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, so if anything, it's that helped us become better because that forced us to communicate. If we're not communicating to her, then she can't bag the orders. So
How do other staff members respond to those they work with who need these accommodations?
wonderfully. We only hire team players. So we only hire those that are superstars and want to help make a difference and work together. And so they all do a wonderful job of helping each other out all of the time and making sure that they get the help they need. If they need a little something extra that day, they make sure to help with that.
It seems like more people with disabilities want to do more work than other people that don't. I don't mean to say
That is
I don't mean to say in that bad way. I
that
don't
is
mean to
definitely
think
true sometimes.
I don't think you mean anything bad.
True. So, what value do you find in employing or providing work rotations for people with disabilities?
It adds tremendous value to our restaurant, I think. It creates a sense of community and it teaches, we hire 14-year-olds, our youngest employee is 14 and our oldest is 85. And we have varying abilities in between that. So I think it teaches, especially the younger kids, that people with disabilities shouldn't ever be counted out. They are very capable of contributing to the community. And so I think it does a lot to show them that they can do just as much as anybody else.
Because there's so many different types of disabilities.
Right.
Some are mental and some are like physical.
Yes, exactly.
We want to thank you for joining us today to share with your experience as an employer who supports individuals with disabilities. We will continue to be better Butterburgers supporters ourselves.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you again, Danielle. Well, this concludes today's episode of Hello Hancock. Stay tuned for more NDEM topics coming soon. Remember to follow Blanchard Valley Central on Facebook and Instagram and Hello Hancock on Instagram to never miss out on the action.
And remember, inclusion is key.
Bye.